When I say brainwashing, you probably think of something extreme, like a cult or religious extremism or the book 1984. You think of something like mind control. But actually, brainwashing is simply the process of making someone believe something is right, wrong, true, false, good, bad. That's what brainwashing is. Simply making someone believe something. And when you learn how to brainwash yourself, you get to pick up the soap, scrub away the stuff you don't want in there, and put in the stuff that you do. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how exactly to brainwash yourself into getting the life that you want. So let us begin. The first thing you need to understand, you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. I'll demonstrate it like this. This is you. This is your mind. This is your thoughts, everything. And this is your conscious mind. That's your conscious mind. The conscious is thinking. Right now, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say. It is what I have my focus on. But your subconscious, which is all of this, about 95% of your entire life, is things that you're not thinking about. When you get hungry, you don't think, I am hungry, and then you get hungry. It's a process that just happens. And our subconscious has these patterns of, I eat the same things every day. I wake up around the same time. I go to sleep around the same time. I do the same behaviors every day. When I feel a certain emotion, I do a certain thing. When I'm happy, I do a certain thing. When I'm sad, I do a certain thing without thinking about it. That's the subconscious. Brainwashing is changing this, which is the unconscious patterns that we live our life on, and that creates results in our life. So step number one, the conscious mind, it's like a filter. It's like a thick wall. And if you want to brainwash yourself into getting the thing you want, so for example, let's say you want to make $1 million. You want to get your first job. You want money, right? But you have all these beliefs of money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have money for that. People like me don't succeed. No one in my family was a millionaire, so I can't. That's the stuff going on in here. So, how do we change that? Number one, you have to calm down. Most people think that just trying to say, I want it, I want it, I want it is going to change that. But actually, what you need to do is relax and stop thinking so hard about it. When you first wake up, your mind is in something called theta. Theta is like this dream state. It's like anything you say, anything you do, you're going to soak it up. That's what happens when people get hypnotized, where they get so relaxed and it's like, you're drifting off into sleep. And then you're going to wake up and I'm going to snap my fingers and you're going to cluck like a chicken. That's what's happening. Your mind is in theta brainwaves and it's just soaking up everything. One of the ways to make this happen is take a slow, deep breath and just relax. Or listening to really calm music, like lo-fi hip-hop, that can help do it. Now, once you're really relaxed, you just start suggesting things to yourself. You start saying that, I'm becoming more confident. Opportunity flows to me. I am, insert goal. And over time, what this does is it makes you start to think about it. It makes you start to see yourself as that kind of person. And you want to create feelings with it. Instead of just thinking, I'm a millionaire, I have money. What you really want is to feel freedom. You want to feel proud of yourself. You want to feel accomplished. You want to feel like someone who's successful. And our brain responds a lot more to feeling than it does to thinking. If you think about food, you're like, okay, it's food, it's nice. But if you think about baked macaroni and cheese, 5 layers, it's the most beautiful, delicious thing you ever had. You remember the first time you ever had chocolate. I don't know, something that has like a strong feeling to it, it starts to reprogram your mind. And little by little, we change what goes on in the computer called our brain, and that changes the way we think, how we feel, and how we live. Now, Lawrence, all of that sounds great, but give us an example. I'll give you a perfect example using my own life. As many of you may know, I started public speaking when I was 15. And this was me at the time, shy, nervous, insecure, procrastinate, unsure of myself. I was emotionally sensitive. Like if somebody said something that like, your video wasn't good, I don't like the way you talk, I get upset about it, etc. There was a lot of things in there. So how did I go from this 14, 15-year-old who's shy, nervous, insecure, worried what everyone's thinking about him, to who I am now, which is 20 years old, confident, bold, driven, consistent. How did I do that? Because 14-year-old me to 20-year-old me, it wasn't like a gradual thing. It is a black and white difference. It's like day and night. It's unrecognizable. The way I did it was I would relax myself. I would imagine seeing myself first-person perspective, not watching myself do these things, not watching myself on the stage, but I would imagine standing on the stage. I'd imagine feeling the floor, hearing the people clap. I would imagine what I would say. I would imagine how it would feel, how proud I would feel, how excited I am, the feeling of the plane lifting off, the sound of riding a train to my destination. I would feel the money, feel the paper, feel the success, feel the happiness. I would build up all these feelings. And over time, what happened is I brainwashed myself into thinking I could do that. And then I began taking small actions. So I started emailing schools and emailing organizations and principals. And then from that action, I got responses. And from those responses, I've now gone on over, I believe, 60 different podcasts, or maybe it's 80. I stopped keeping track. But the point is, I brainwashed myself into becoming the person who could achieve that goal. And if you think that this stuff is just some woo-woo, like, that's not how that works, then why do Super Bowl commercials cost millions of dollars per second? It's because people know, like companies, corporations, whatever, they know the value of your attention, and they will do anything to get it. So instead of you giving away your most precious commodity for free, which is your mental real estate, how about instead we put the stuff in there that we want? You wouldn't allow a stranger to just come inside your house. No, you would look at them at the door, make sure they're not crazy, and then if you want, you allow them in. And the things that can unintentionally put stuff into our mind, or you can purposely put them there, are music. I'll use this as an example. Music. Now, most people are not criminals. Most people are not violent. Most people are not living that sort of lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, I love a bit of rap music as much as anybody else does. But if you put that stuff on repeat 24/7, sooner or later, it's not just a couple words with a tight beat to it. Now, you imagining yourself living that lifestyle, and before you know it, you might get involved in that. Another thing, the movie we watch. Now, what you're watching is sending you messages. It's sending you live like this. This is how a relationship is supposed to be. Men and women act like this. This is how you should dress. This is how you should live your life. And without even knowing it, you're soaking these things up. The people we're around, pretty self-explanatory. If you hang around a bunch of people who are very lazy, undriven, people who are living a lifestyle that isn't something you want to be a part of, and you're around this a lot, it starts to rub off on you. Places. If you go somewhere that has a very high population of crime, of addiction, of these sorts of things, it starts to tell you that you're going to be stuck here. This is life. People like us don't succeed because you look this way, you talk this way, you dress this way. You can't succeed because of whatever reason that someone names. Then, habits. So think the stuff that you do every day. Little by little by little, it's reprogramming how you think. It's reprogramming your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So over time, what happens is you get brainwashed into believing certain things without even knowing it. Great example of this. Going back to the example of music, when you are listening to something over and over and over and over, and it has like a rhythm to it, and it has like a dum 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 dum, I don't know what I was going for there, but think of like a song, right? It has a rhythm, it has a beat, it has like a flow to it. It makes you feel a certain way. What that does is it makes you have certain emotions which cause you to believe certain things without even knowing it. This is why in all religions that use music, there's a feeling to the music. Like gospel music is like very hallelujah. Like it has that kind of feel to it. Or Buddhist monks, they have those giant bells that ring and have that singing sound to it. The reason why this is done is because throughout all of history, throughout all religions and cultures, without even ever meeting each other, they realized that sound and music and rhythm affect our feelings and our emotions and our beliefs. They might not have understood like the scientific understanding of it, but they all realized that it has an effect. So put simply, if you want to brainwash yourself into being able to achieve those goals, to being able to go from shy to confident, being able to go from low income to high income, to be able to go from, man, I just feel really bad about myself, to being proud of yourself, you have to take a look at what am I surrounding myself with. Is the music I'm listening to really down, dark, and depressing? That's probably why you're feeling that way. Am I watching movies that are like really sad and depressing? That might be a reason why you feel this. Are the people I'm around talking negative about me? Am I in a relationship where my partner disrespects me? Am I around friends who always make fun of me? You gotta get rid of that. My habits. What kind of food am I eating? What kind of behaviors am I doing? Is my room dirty? Am I procrastinating? Where am I going? Am I hanging out in the bad parts of town, or am I hanging out in the nicer parts? Because whatever you're around has an influence. So imagine you have all of these things and so much more. And that is going straight into here. And this is your brain. And this is the world brainwashing you. So, if you're not controlling this, it's all going in there. Why do you think companies spend so much money on advertising? They're going to make you drink that Dr. Coke one way or another. Why do you think that it's so highly emphasized in different religions, the importance of music and what you surround yourself with and the people and environment that we go? It's because that stuff has an effect. And when you know what your goal is and you surround yourself purposely with music that uplifts you, people that uplift you, books that uplift you, YouTube content that uplifts you, like you obsess yourself with this thing that you're trying to achieve, with this feeling, with this goal, with this vision that you have, it reprograms your brain. Like I say this all the time, but your brain is literally a wet computer, and our beliefs are the code that it operates on. Someone who believes all men are dogs and cheaters and bad will only find that because they believe that to be true. And from your perspective, your beliefs are true. So when we change what we believe and we change what we're around and we change the code that we're running on, we change the game. When you think different, you feel different, and then you live different. Copies of the book in the description. I hope that you all have a wonderful, lovely, and blessed day. If you're looking for podcast guests or speaker for your school or organization, you can contact me at lars@larstheirish.com. And like I said, one-on-one coaching for this sort of stuff, like feeling more confident, changing your habits, building self-worth, all that great stuff, links in the description, along with my book, Think Different, Feel Different, Live Different. Have a good one.